Welcome to That's Based. Happy WTF Wednesday. It's spooky season, Halloween. You're probably wondering, why are we doing WTF Wednesday on the first Wednesday of the month and not the third? Because it is October and we do WTF Wednesday every Wednesday, where we take a break from politics, social commentary, and we get into the paranormal, the macabre, the spooky, the scary. We have got Stockholm, the red face of white supremacy, is here with us. As always, reporting from somewhere underground, we're laughing our way through the end of days. Brought to you by Outlaw Streamers Live 365 on Chris Baker Radio, and of course our friends over at Blood of Tyrants Wines. DrinkBloodofTyrants.com. If you use the promo code BASED, like the title of the show, you'll save 10% off your order at the checkout. They got two types of wine, both red and white, along with a liquid freedom energy drink. DrinkBloodofTyrants.com with the promo code BASED, BASED. Like the title of the show, you'll save 10% off your order at the checkout. One more time, it's DrinkBloodofTyrants.com with the promo code BASED, BASED. Like the title of the show, you'll save 10% off your checkout on the only wine mentioned in a Vice News documentary on homeland domestic extremism. All right. What's going on with these stories? Do you have any previews for them or anything like that?
Well, of course, we've got our Nessie.
We're not going to do Nessie every week. She made that clear to me off the air.
Yes, well, maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
It just depends if we can get a Nessie story every week.
Maybe the basement-dwelling virgins will come through.
We've got a rogue squirrel.
A rogue squirrel.
Yes.
I've got one, too, I put in.
Okay.
Yes.
I do see that there.
Yeah.
Yes. And Amelia Earhart.
Great. What's going on? Should we start with Amelia? What's going on with her?
Trump's releasing the Amelia Earhart files.
He will release every file that's not Epstein. Have you noticed that? I mean, Trump's going to release the files in the fucking Knights Templar before he talks about Epstein. All right. It says, Trump orders release of Amelia Earhart. Exactly zero people cast a vote going, man, I really hope we get the Amelia Earhart files.
Hey, I want to.
Yeah?
You know what I want? I want the Helen Keller files.
The Helen Keller, that proves it's all a hoax?
Yeah.
They won't do that, because the second they release the Helen Keller files, it's going to prove what I've been saying on this show for 3 years now, which is that, going on 4, which is that it was a giant hoax. And the entire trust of which this country's establishment has been founded upon, and all the institutions, is going to collapse out from under itself when people realize they've been lied to about something so stupid that they didn't even need. There was no reason to lie about that.
Have you seen the teacher that puts eye masks on her kids and then has them like role play as Helen Keller?
No.
It's like little first graders. She has them role play as Helen Keller, and then they can't see.
Oh, Helen Yella. That's a movie quote. $5 on Venmo to the first person who gets it. First person who gets it. Drop a comment on YouTube, Rumble, or the Facebook group if you know what it is. Oh, Helen Yella. You can't use Google. You have to prove to me that you know what it was. Okay. All right, let's look at Amelia Earhart. New insights into Amelia Earhart's disappearances may soon be revealed, as President Trump has ordered the federal government to release any remaining files pertaining to the pioneering pilot. The unexpected directive was reportedly issued in a Truth Social post. Of course, he's going to do it on his social media. On Friday, musing about Earhart's interesting story, he marveled that she accomplished many historic aviation achievements before her life was tragically cut short when she vanished during an attempt to circumnavigate the globe in 1937. Her disappearance almost 90 years ago has captivated millions, observed Trump, who subsequently announced that he was ordering his administration to declassify and release all government records related to Amelia Earhart, her final trip, and everything else about her. Here's what we're going to find out. She's a female driver. Or pilot, in this case. We're going to find out that she was doing her makeup or distracted by something, couldn't see over the steering wheel. It'll be something along those lines, and we're going to find... Wouldn't that be funny if they... That would be the best way to troll the feminists, if Trump just released some bullshit fabricated documents that just said, yeah, Amelia Earhart wrecked while she was touching up her makeup in the plane's rear view mirror.
Couldn't figure out what song to play.
Yeah, she was trying to...
fell on the floor.
Yeah, her smartphone fell on the floor, and she could while she was picking a song, and the plane went down. Says one possible explanation for the surprising directive is the remarkable letter that Kimberlyn King Hines, the representative for the Northern Mariana Islands in Congress, sent to the president in July. In the missive, she noted that the territory includes the island of Saipan, where a number of elderly residents, have come forward with credible first-hand accounts of having seen her after she disappeared. So what, did she just live among the natives? Is that what they're saying? I don't know if I think she just died, guys. I think her plane crashed and she died because she was using aviation technology from 1937. I don't really think it's a big conspiracy. It's not like they could track things or get in contact with people almost 100 years ago the same way they could today. I hate to be the Debbie Downer here. I just don't think it's that unreasonable that she crashed, died, and they couldn't find her 100 years ago. I think that probably makes the most sense. You know, especially when we consider that she was, as I stated earlier, a distracted female driver. So there's also that. Hey, I can only go off experience, okay? I can only go off of experience, and my experience with female drivers is my aunt that took out 5 mailboxes backing out of houses, and Mia, who gets stressed trying to park my Hyundai Sonata. Those are the only experiences I can go off of.
It's too big for me.
The Sonata's too big, but she tells me she wants a Range Rover. She wants a Range Rover, but the Sonata's too big, is what she's telling me. I can't afford to insure you driving a Range Rover. I think that'd be more than the car. I hate to break it to you. It's a Range Rover. All right. You should just let me get you like a full, like, lifted GMC 2500 truck. You might, I mean, if you're going to upgrade, you might as well go all the way out on it. Just ball out. You know what I mean? And don't get lost going over the Atlantic Ocean or whatever she was. The Bermuda Triangle, was that the thing she went over? All right. Says, to that end, the nature of the records concerning Earhart is nearly as mysterious as the disappearance herself. It is uncertain which agencies or departments may have still classified information on the case. That said, there would appear to be some material that remains unseen, as over 30 years ago, Hawaiian lawmakers attempted to compel the declassification and release any federal government files concerning her disappearance. Alas, the 93 effort was unsuccessful and largely forgotten until King Hines wrote to Trump about the issue this summer and seemingly received a response wherein the president paved the way for the elusive records to finally be revealed. So my only thing with this, my only setback with my original theory, which is Occam's razor, which is that the most boring explanation is usually the correct one. My only setback with this is, okay, it's 1937. A woman flies around the world in a plane that, let's be honest, doesn't have the best technology. There's not really a great way to track anything back then. You really can't stay in constant communication with them the way you can now. It's not that unreasonable that the plane just went down, she lost control, something went wrong with it, who knows, and she crashed in the ocean and died. If that were the case, I don't see any incentive for the government to try to cover that up. But the fact that they've tried this now numerous times and got nowhere with it to get these records released makes me wonder, what are they hiding? Because they've been able to successfully FOIA request way more confidential shit than some lady's plane going down in the ocean. So that makes me kind of wonder, all right, what's going on here? What really did happen to her? Do you know? Do you know what happened? Or maybe worse, maybe you do know what happened, and revealing that information to the public would cause chaos. Like, maybe they know that she got zipped into another dimension through a wormhole or abducted by aliens or something like that, and they don't want to tell anyone because it's going to cause a international existential crisis. That's what kind of creeps me out about this. I didn't know they had tried a number of times. I just thought that everybody else was like me and really didn't give a shit and just assumed that her plane went down over the ocean. No, there have been some truth seekers here like the diligent Loch Ness webcam watchers that have been fighting, and the fact they've fought so hard to cover this up, I'm going to be honest with you guys, kind of gives me the creeps.
I thought it was something Trump was just like laying in bed at night and he's like, I really want to know what happened to him.
I'm sure that would be something Trump would do, though. Just like, I wonder what happened to her. Imagine being his wife. How annoyed she must get around him. You think I'm a handful to deal with. Imagine being married. Could you imagine being married to Trump? What that would be like? Okay, well, we got this next one here. This is my story. This is a story that's been getting passed around on TikTok. It happened in 2021, so a couple of years ago, out in North Carolina. And there's a whole news report, and they'll play an interview with the sheriff, and then they'll play this 911 call. Have you seen this 911 call? It's been circulating all over the internet, and it's caused quite the stir. And people have got different theories on what it could be, but nonetheless, let's check it out.
Penner County is a vast, big county. We've got around 900 square miles. On the east part of the county, we have the Atlantic Ocean in a more populated area. We have rivers that come through our county. And then we have what I call the country, which is the western part of the county. And that's where the area of Curry and the Moores Creek National Battlefield is located. Our office has somewhere around 160 some employees. We have about 90 sworn deputies and about 13 detectives. Our office is just like other sheriff's offices. We're responsible for 911 dispatch, the jail, court security, and the service of civil process. And we do answer calls for the public when we get those. Curry is an area on the western side of our county. It has a few small stores, residences, and about 11 o'clock p.m. that evening, a call came into our 911 dispatch of an individual standing on the side of the road, and it appeared to be bleeding. Now, he stated he was traveling 55 or 60 mile an hour, so I can see how traveling at that speed in the dark, it would be difficult to exactly identify what he saw. But he stated that it looked like a human being standing there with streaks of blood coming down. It is very hard to listen to that call, to that 911 tape, without becoming somewhat unnerved. It actually bothered me the first time that I heard it.
Oh, here we go.
Penner County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53 East. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Moores Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the bed of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
According to the CAD notes and the deputy reports, this thing jumped into the back of his pickup truck and began to actually beat on the top of the cab of his truck. You could actually hear something beating on the top of the truck. The caller stated that it was beating and scratching on the top of the cab of his truck. He actually stated that he was able to engage his bed light and was able to somewhat identify this object that was in the back of his truck. At some point, he was able to slam on his brakes, and the force of inertia actually threw this thing out over his hood and onto the highway, where this thing stood up in the roadway, made its way to the wood line.
Ooh, creepy. What do you think it is? What do you think it was? You think it was just somebody on bath salts?
Maybe. I don't know.
Where'd it come from, though? To be able to time it to jump on a guy's truck in the highway. So there's a lot going on with that. First off, he talks about how he saw a guy walking down the side of the highway all bloody. Now, you hear that, you think, okay, maybe an accident, but you think he would have seen the accident. There would have been some other report about it, and the 911 operator would have been aware of it. Well, I looked up where Pender County, North Carolina was. It's about half an hour to 45 minutes north of a town some of you may know called Wilmington, which was the host of the hit TV show One Tree Hill, which is irrelevant to this.
Can't kill Dan Scott.
But it was also the host of several major Civil War battles in that area because it's a big port city. So it makes you wonder, did he see a guy who had gotten fucked up in some horrific accident or crime? Or did he see a guy who got fucked up in some horrific accident or crime 200 years ago? That's where the questions lie. Was that a Civil War soldier's ghost marching down the highway that he saw?
I was going to ask if it was by the Smoky Mountains.
No, that's
that
on
the
the East
opposite
Coast
side?
in North Carolina. What's that?
Or is that on the opposite side?
It's on the other side, yeah. The Smoky Mountains are like the border. But I'll tell you what, when we were driving through that area late at night, it is kind of spooky. Is it not? Did you get the sense that there was something there that wasn't of this realm while we were there?
Not really.
No?
No.
Not in the house. Maybe it was just how stressed out I was driving, through the mountains at that late of an hour, not knowing where the next gas station was.
I was just getting motion sick.
Yeah, the dogs were sleeping. That was fine. But no, I mean, I don't know. It's the smoke. Do you know the Smoky Mountains are older than Saturn's rings? Do you know that? Or the Appalachians, one of them are. Yeah, so there's some shit up there we don't understand. But what was it that fell in the back of his truck? Drop a comment on YouTube or Rumble or the That's Space with Caleb Salvatore Facebook group if you've got a theory what it was that fell in his truck. Do you have any final theories what it was? Any ideas?
I think it was the ghost of Keith Scott.
The ghost of Keith, who had it coming, by the way. Keith Scott had it coming.
Yes.
Since he was in the Wilmington area. Well, there's a theory about this thing. Have you ever heard of the rake? Look it up. Go Google the rake real quick. And those of you listening along at home, you should go look it up as well. There's this theory that goes around on the internet called the rake, and there's supposedly all these sightings of it. It's this humanoid type creature. It kind of looks like a naked mole rat. And if you leave your windows open at night, it'll crawl in, and sometimes people wake up and they just see it watching them in bed. What?
I didn't want to see that.
What? Did you get a Home Depot ad
creepy.
for rakes?
No, it's creepy.
I know. Don't leave the windows unlocked at night. I'd shoot it if I woke up and saw it. Absolutely. Now, you couldn't call the cops on it because it's white, so they wouldn't do anything about it. So you got to take care of business yourself. Okay, we got this next one here. We'll lighten the mood up a little bit. We got a video from a local news channel over in California where a local squirrel has got a neighborhood on edge. Now, this is not as good as the story about the feral chihuahuas that hijacked the Arizona neighborhood, but it's still pretty darn funny. Go ahead and check this out.
Okay, we go to the North Bay now, where some neighbors are on alert after a series of attacks on people perpetrated by a vicious squirrel.
Yeah, ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard spoke with some of the victims today in San Rafael.
This clomped onto my leg and it was just hanging on. His tail was flying up here, and I was like, get off me, and I kind of didn't want to touch it. But
it's the last thing Joan Hebleck expected on her morning walk through Lucas Valley in San Rafael. Came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I didn't see him running up to me at all.
Joan suddenly attacked by a squirrel, which clawed and bit her legs. The wounds bad enough she had to go to the ER. Scary.
Oh, yeah, very scary. And how do you get the squirrel attached to your leg off?
This is beautiful. Now it's following us until she almost killed me.
Isabel Campoy and her niece
killed her.
Carmen were also attacked while walking in the same area off Mount Lassen Drive.
God.
The squirrel went to the floor and from the floor tried to jump to my face, which I tried to protect my face from, and then my arm was completely overcome by the squirrel. Finally, it jumped off, and by then I was full of blood, and I ran to the emergency room.
When I saw her with all the blood arm in her arm, I was like, oh my God.
These flyers are now posted alerting residents about the incidents. Neighbors say 5 people have been attacked, possibly by the same squirrel with a golden color. It's also been the talk of next door.
Unfortunately, it's not unheard of.
Vanessa Potter from Wild Care in San Rafael says squirrels are not vectors for rabies. The aggressive behavior likely due to the animal being fed and cared for by humans when it was small.
Well, if they associate people with food, then they're not afraid of them. They come up, they look for food, they don't get it. There could be frustrations. They can be territorial of their space.
Wild Care urging the public not to feed wild animals. Meantime, neighbors are enjoying the outdoors, but watching their backs. Isabel is trying to heal and move forward.
It hurts to touch the skin. I am putting my best power, mind, positive, in order to say I will survive this.
In San Rafael, Cornell Bernard, ABC 7 News.
I certainly hope she survives this. It almost killed her. Did you hear it? Good Lord, could she be any more dramatic? I'll survive. Yeah, I hope you pull through, ma'am.
My favorite part is the flyer they made.
See, I'm not a doctor, so maybe that woman was right, but here's the thing. Where I grew up, what I learned about animals is when a mammal is uncharacteristically aggressive to you, you're not impeding on its territory, you're not near its offspring or its food or anything like that. It just randomly lashes out and attacks you. It's usually got rabies. That's like the telltale sign that they have rabies. Now, that doctor claims that they don't have rabies, that squirrels can't carry it. That doctor is probably also one of the same idiots that told you if you wore a mask, you wouldn't get COVID. So I don't know. You do with that what you will. If I get bit by an animal that just randomly attacks me for no reason, or any animal for that matter, I'm going to go get the rabies shot because I'm going to assume that's what it is. I don't know. I hope they get to the bottom of it. You know, I love watching my dog try to chase squirrels, watching our dog try to chase the squirrels because he can never catch them. And it just like kind of, you can tell it eats at him and it bothers him to his soul when he goes after him, that he can't fight it. But I do have a squirrel. He's a fucking asshole. He waits for me to walk out into the driveway, sits at the top of the tree and just throws acorns at me. And he's hit me in the head a couple of times. And I look up and he goes up there and he's like rubbing his hands together and he does that the laugh they do. And I tell you, one more acorn hits my fucking head, it's going to be war. It's going to be me and the pellet gun on the porch all day until I smoke that little rat bastard. He throws shit at the dog, too. Has he ever thrown anything at you?
No, he likes me.
You're not a victim of this harassment. Well, he's not going to be around much longer if he gets me one more time, because he's finally found someone who has enough free time that I don't care. I'll sit out there and wait till I can smoke him. I'm not putting up with his bullshit. I will not be a victim of bullying in my own property by something that is like a 20th the size of me. I just wanted to get that rant out there. So if you hear about me on the news, crazy man shooting at squirrels, you'll know what it was. All right, we got the last one, and it is a Nessie update. A monstrous anomaly was spotted by a devoted Loch Ness webcam watcher, and it's none other than our buddy, Eowyn O'Fowdhagen. He's back. He's back from slaying ass. Eowyn decided he was going to save some pussy for the rest of you fellas out there, and he'd get back to watching the Loch Ness webcam here. So he's got a new video that we're going to take a look at. and we're going to see just exactly what it was. What's going on here? Am I going to be blown away? Is this better than the last one, the last confirmed sighting?
Honestly, I was going to tell you, I forgot to tell you, though, that you didn't even need to put this in here because it's water.
Oh, no, we have to show everyone. I want everyone to see this that's following along on video. Let's take a look.
All right.
The hell am I looking at? There's nothing.
The wave right there.
You've got to be kidding me.
Wave.
You've got to be kidding me. Oh, my God. Okay, that's enough. Dude, that's like 20 feet from the shore. If there were a sea monster 20 feet from the shore, it wouldn't be able to be underwater. These people are stupid. Said O'Fowdhagen saw a large creature, brown, black in color. Really? Not, we didn't. Is the creature in the room with us right now? I don't see a creature. How do we know that's not a guy swimming? Oh my God. It was just breaking the surface, creating a strange circular movement, he said. He saw a creature there. That's someone who's delusional. That's someone that's worse than delusional. That's someone who's got confirmation bias. They've made up their mind what's in that lake, and they're going to see it. Because here's the thing. There's why there's this guy seeing monsters that aren't there. This guy has based his entire life around this stupid lake and a stupid monster being in this stupid lake. My guess is all of his friends and family and coworkers, if he has a job, make fun of him for it. And he desperately needs something to be there at the core of his soul. Like at the pit, like to define him as a person, he needs something to be there. Otherwise, his life's work is going to be a fraud. He has to have this, so he's seeing things that aren't there. Have you ever seen the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind? It's kind of like the dad from that movie, except he was actually right, but he still went batshit crazy and almost destroyed his family. We should watch that. It's a good movie. Estimating that the creature that appeared in the live stream was a staggering 17 feet long and 5 foot wide. So now he's got dimensions. He's got dimensions based off a wave on a camera that's like 480p. Like, I literally think my Ring camera has better footage than this. I mean, look, dude, if you're gonna dedicate this much time to this crap, why don't you pour a little bit of money into it? Throw like a 1080p camera out there and get some actual footage, or 4K. Like, if you're gonna dump all of your time into this, pour some money into it.
Oh, he zoomed in a little
I mean,
bit.
there is a ripple there, but it's a giant lake. It could be anything. And it's so close to the shore, there's no way that a sea monster could possibly do that. There's a Johnny Bravo episode about the Loch Ness Monster. We should watch it. It's a good one. It's a good one. Well, it's October 1st is today. So I want to know what horror movies you're watching. Drop a comment on YouTube, Rumble, or the That Space with Caleb Salvatore Facebook group. What horror movie should we watch to start the season off? What do you think?
Monsters, Inc.
That's not a horror movie. What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, favorite scary movie. Insidious.
Insidious. That's a creepy one.
It is.
That's a creepy one. Is that the one that's based on like supposedly true events, or is that's
The Conjuring.
Conjuring? And they were like hucksters, though. Do you know that? Ed and Lorraine Warren.
I thought they were real.
They were real people, but I've heard they were like hucksters and they weren't really the best people. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Maybe we'll talk about it on next week's WTF Wednesday.
Ooh, that'll be a good one. I can do like a
Do some research. Do a project on it. Yeah, let us know.
That'll be a good one.
Do your research on Ed and Lorraine Warren. Let us know if they were real or not. That's I'm trying to think. Is there anything local, like any local legends we could talk about here next week?
Hummel Park.
Everyone knows about Hummel Park. Maybe we'll just go to Hummel Park. Maybe we'll do a live Halloween show from Hummel Park. How about that? We'll go there at midnight on the Thursday, the 30th. So that right as the clock ticks midnight on Halloween, and we'll go do a live show from Hummel Park in Omaha. What do you think?
You can go do a live show.
Hummel Park is the only thing you have to worry about with Hummel Park are the derelicts that hang out there. There's no albinos, there's no ghosts, there's no Satanists. There's just a bunch of fucking weirdos and drug addicts that like to hang out there and shoot up. That's it. I promise you. I'll go there and nobody will do a damn thing to me. I guarantee it, because I probably look like some of them. But no, Hummel Park, it's not. We'll look into some real local legends here. I've told the story about my grandparents' house, haven't I? Yeah, I've told that one on the air. I don't need to tell that one again. Okay. Did I tell my Ouija board story? Damn it. I don't have a lot of haunting stories. You know, if you don't take the ghosts all that seriously, they don't fuck with you, it turns out. I got a couple of them. There's one that wasn't me, and then there's another one where I actively sought it out and I fucked around and found out and never did it again. And that's really it. I don't fuck with ghosts. In fact, when I was at the Torture Museum in Chicago the other day, because I had time to kill, they asked me, they're like, you know, your ticket that you bought includes a ghost hunting tour where you can go around and, you know, we'll give you a thing to look for ghosts. I said, no, thank you. I don't fuck with the undead. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a demon, if it's a lost soul. I don't know. I don't want anything to do with it. It'll leave me alone. That's all I know. I don't seek that crap out. If I talk about it, I'm not talking about it in a serious manner. I'm making fun of it. And they leave me alone. Well, we did have that old apartment we lived in years ago where the shit would just go missing. We've talked about that, about Lester. We named the ghost Lester. Yeah, so we had that one too.
I think Lester was just your grandpa and my grandpa fucking around.
It might have been. Why don't they still fuck with us then?
Maybe they stopped. I don't know.
Maybe. It could have been.
Yeah.
We partnered up, tag teaming people from beyond the grave. I could see that. My favorite Halloween movie. I didn't even get to my favorite horror movie. I like the Halloween movies, like the OG. You know, my favorite Halloween movie, and this is controversial, my favorite Halloween movie was the Witch one. The Curse of the Witch. The only one without... Well, Michael Myers does make a cameo in it because someone's sitting in a bar and they're watching Halloween. And he comes on... Or they're watching Halloween on TV. But that's the only one without Michael Myers. I don't know why I like it. Everyone hated it. It got kind of a cult following. I also liked that... you ever see Trick or Treat? It's about like all the different stories going on Halloween. It's actually good. We should watch that one. And I remember... Because that's another one that's gotten like a cult following. But before it got a cult following, it was just one of those shitty movies, like throwaway movies on Netflix. And I remember I sat down and nothing better to do. I was in high school and I turned it on and I was like, this is actually really fucking good. And I started watching it every year around Halloween time. And then all of a sudden it's on TV all the time. They've got merch and stuff. And it was one of those movies that got like really popular 10 years after it came out. Trick or Treat. Go check it out if you haven't. All right. That's been our show. We'll see you Saturday for the big show. Regularly scheduled programming. I know they had an issue with Rumble and YouTube. Tim texted me while I was out of town. Something went wrong. It wasn't displaying. I don't know what the deal was, but they got it figured out. That's the important part. We'll see you Saturday. Cheat on your taxes, not your spouse, and stay based.